Pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Chris Ingehome. I am a technology strategist at Microsoft. I work with George Mason University as one of my customers. I've been working with George Mason for the last 7 years. And I gotta say, this is a special place to be. The amount of innovation that I've seen from the students, faculty, and staff, the way that people think about things differently, and just the culture here, it brings me energy to be here and to talk to everybody. And just this whole day is a reminder of that. So thank you. It was awesome seeing all the club presentations. Can everyone give them another round of applause? Awesome. And I'm joined here today by Malik from Cloudforce. Do you want to do a quick introduction, Malik?
What's up, everybody?
Stand in front of the
There
mic.
we go. What's up, everybody? My name is Malik. I am a technical trainer at Cloudforce. I'm super excited to be here with you all today. It's not my first time here, but I'm excited to build agents with you all. I'm excited to hear a use case that we come up with on spot so we can actually see the benefit of Patriot AI. And we love working with Microsoft and Chris, and it's going to be a great day. So let's go.
All right, I'm going to walk us quickly through our agenda of what we're going to talk about today. So in my role, I spend a lot of time talking about what AI is and what it's going to mean for organizations as they look to transform and look out to the future. And I think everyone in this room, if you're a student today, you are the future. You are the ones that are going to be working with AI to help organizations figure out how to use it and become really successful. So I wanted to share a little bit about what Microsoft's vision is and how Microsoft is helping our customers think about AI today and what is possible under this concept that we call the frontier organization. Then I want to spend a little bit of time just going through Copilot Chat, looking at popping the hood up a little bit on that and talking about how some of those different features and capabilities work, as well as prompting. Then we're going to do a demo of GitHub Copilot and Foundry IQ. So show a little bit of what's possible with vibe coding. This is going to be a really fun experience. I've dry run this a couple times, and it's definitely a really good use case and really showcases how the technology is able to transform the way that you work, regardless of if you are a developer or if you are a business user. And then I'm going to invite Malik up to the stage to do some agent building with Patriot AI and to walk through how you use some of those features and capabilities. And then lastly, we want to open things up and just pass the microphone around and see what questions you have for us as Microsoft and Cloudforce. And this can be everything from technology, AI, our perspective, as well as and anything about career. Really, the floor is yours during that time. So, there we go. Ooh, this is a fun slide. Microsoft, we look at AI as being not necessarily just being about the technology, but being about what the possibilities are around human ambition. What are we going to be able to do tomorrow that we might not have ever even seen today? And up here, as you look, as some of these scroll across, these are just some of the different areas of how our customers have looked at AI and have looked at taking advantage of where AI is at today, and in order to actually solve real world problems with real world results. So when we look at building AI solutions, we have this, what we call the frontier success framework. And we see AI solutions fitting around 4 possible areas. So that's enriching the employee experience. You probably heard about M365 Copilot and how that helps with personal productivity, how it's integrated into the way that people work every single day. And this can solve a lot of time-consuming activities that might not deliver a lot of value back to the role that the person plays in the organization, helping and allowing them to focus more on what is most important to them in their role. There's reinventing customer engagement. When you interact with a company and you interact with different products, what is the experience that customers are having, and how do you make it so that customers can find what they're looking for faster and be able to get to the information, get to the point of sale, all those different components, and and reducing those barriers as much as possible. We see a lot of this already with conversational AI, things like customer experience, customer support in those areas. And I'm going to show the demo that I have for later around GitHub Copilot and Vibe coding kind of shows how you can leverage AI and natural language to do things like this really, really quickly. There's reshaping business process. How do you make it more efficient and effective for organizations? And this one, it's not just about the technology. None of these are just about the technology. It's also about the people and the processes that exist today, and how do you make it easier? So when you're looking at problems, when you go into an organization, you're looking at how to make things more efficient or making a better experience. How do you approach that with both the technology, the person that's interacting with it, or the information that's coming out of it, and then the process? And today we have certain processes that might be limited by the way that we think about how technology is able to work or how processes and people are able to work together. However, that is going to change with the concept as we start looking more towards the concepts like agentic teams. What if you have one agent manager who is a human in the loop, and then you have a team of agents that are able to coordinate together to accomplish a specific task? That changes potentially entirely the way that processes within organizations work. And there is huge amounts of opportunity for AI. We're very much at the beginning phases of how people are and how we're looking at that for organizations. And lastly, and probably the most exciting one, that's bending the curve on innovation. How do we discover faster? How do we do research faster? Both the processes around it, but then using AI as part of that to do things like combining it with high performance computing or maybe one day quantum, where we're able to use AI to more quickly identify molecules that are effective for pharmaceutical drugs and shortening the time for shortening the research process. That has huge implications for what is possible. And Microsoft, our platform is all these capabilities. We deliver this on top of our platform that exists today. Having the intelligence, both the knowing how people work and how they're interconnected together, as well as the trust component. And I realized as I was getting on stage here today that I forgot one of my most important slides, which is responsible AI. And how you think about all those different dimensions of AI. And how it interacts with people, making sure that you're securing it, that you're minimizing biases, ensuring that it's being used safely, and have observability into the responses that it's actually providing. And that all of those are imperative to establishing trust. And none of this works without trust. Actually, one of our core mission statements is Microsoft runs on trust. If we lose trust with our customers, we lose trust in our technology. That's it. That is one of the major things that we bring as part of the value to our customers. And we integrate all of that into our platforms. All right. Quick look at the Microsoft, our suite of tools and technologies capabilities that are out there. So some of these you've heard of before, maybe some of them you haven't. Microsoft 365 Copilot, that's focused on personal productivity and collaborating with teams. We have Copilot Studio, which is our low-code, no-code platform for building agents that are interconnected, both inside the Microsoft ecosystem and outside. We have GitHub Copilot, which helps developers be more productive and stay in the flow for longer. Microsoft Fabric is our data platform, and data is crucial for creating any of these experiences, and being able to manage data lifecycle is a major requirement for being able to create transformational AI experiences. And Microsoft Fabric is our platform that helps our customers do that for the entire data lifecycle. Foundry, that is our pro-code developer suite of tools for building agentic solutions. So this gets into agent to agent, MCP, being able to pull data in and from both structured and unstructured data from different sources, as well as having tools to to compare models, or if you need to fine tune models and then be able to publish them out to a model store that can be used potentially as a place for others to consume the models that you've created. And then Agent 365 is our observability platform. So it starts looking at when agents are no longer just when agents are maybe performing tasks on behalf of users. How do we make sure that we are upholding the same governance, security, compliance requirements that would be expected if a person was the one actually performing the work? And all of this is, as you can see, built within the security, and then our security boundary, and then on top of the Microsoft Azure platform, which is our hyperscaler for being able to run any number of cloud services. When we talk about AI, there are two components that in the Microsoft terminology, I just want to take a moment to differentiate between. So copilots, Copilot is Microsoft's UI for AI. That is how users consume AI. It's not necessarily a specific model. Microsoft, like some of the other companies like Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, we don't have Meta. We don't have our own large language models. We are an AI platform. We're focused on bringing all those capabilities into a single platform and putting it within that security and trust boundary. Then the second piece is agents, and agents are aligned to business process, not necessarily to individuals. So one user may have multiple agents as they work throughout different areas throughout their day. And then I thought that this was a really interesting slide, just given where we're at today. And I think it was brought up earlier around some of the cyber concerns that have come around AI with Project Glasswing and Anthropic Claude Mythos model. AI, at the same time, AI is creating a ton of opportunity for new attack surfaces where we don't necessarily we're not thinking about our attack vectors and our attack surfaces the same way that we did before. There are this whole new level of concerns and areas that we need to be focused on and thinking about as we're building AI solutions and incorporating those throughout our work and throughout our day. And then organizations, we're at a year ago, we were still just talking about AI and talking about agents within organizations. And today, it's become something that is starting to be actioned on and something that people are starting to take advantage of and incorporating. So we're starting to see those shifts of where organizations are figuring out what additional capabilities AI can bring in besides that conversational experience and being able to provide that in a safe way. So you can see 50% of organizations are in planning stages and 36% already have AI agents that are out there today. Oops.
Not a meeting started.
All right. Getting started with Copilot Chat. Who here's used Copilot Chat before? All right. There's been some use out there. Okay. So accessing Copilot Chat, you can navigate to m365copilot.com. That's probably the easiest way. Copilot does show up in other places as well. It's available on your within Teams. It's available as a downloadable app. I think what's really important is making sure that you're signed in when you're using Copilot Chat, that you're signed in with your George Mason account, with your school account. If you sign in with your personal account, if you have an Outlook or you signed up with another email address, it will take you to the personal version of Copilot, which does not necessarily have the same data security protections on it as the enterprise version of Copilot Chat does. And you will know, going back very quickly, you'll know you're in the right place if you see a nice green shield in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. All right, and this is breaking down the taxonomy of Copilot Chat and all the different pieces that are out there. So on the left-hand side there, that is where you are able to access all the different agents. You have traditional search that is in there that allows you to search more an index style type of search instead of conversational AI. Agents are where you can use both first-party Microsoft agents, things like Prompt Coach. I know that we're also in the process of rolling out some education-specific coaches like a personal tutor, things along those lines, as well as the ability to create your own agents, upload system prompts, being able to interact with documents document storage that you add in there. And then also there's specific apps that you can pull up here. So this used to be, we used to have something what we called the waffle in Microsoft 365 land that you could access Excel, PowerPoint, Word. You can now access all of that from the Copilot chat. This is the landing page for everything in your entry point into everything Microsoft. In the upper right-hand corner, you have your start a new chat button where pretty self-explanatory. You can start your own chat, and if it's turned on, there you can also start a temporary chat. But the protection shield, we called that out earlier, and then we have suggested prompts. These can actually be set by your organization, but they will give you some starting places if you're looking for a starting point. And as well as there is an organizational prompt gallery that's out there that has additional prompts that maybe your organization has curated and put together to help you get started faster. In the main window there is your prompt box. There's also a little toggle up in the corner. There's a model selector, so that is not showing on this slide, that allows you to select which model you're using. So it's set to auto. There are other options in there, using the OpenAI, the latest GPT model, as well as Claude. All right, how to chat in three steps. Enter your prompt. Everything is when it creates a response for you and it comes back with information. Everything is sourced in Copilot Chat, so you can click on the links to make sure that the information is right. It's still very important to make sure that we're checking the work of AI as you're using it, since it can not always provide entirely accurate information. So having all the sources there and keeping the human in the loop on the process with interpreting AI information is a critical skill to being successful with AI. And then there's the ability to continue having a conversation. It's not just a one shot. If you're not getting what you're looking for, make sure that you're continuing to refine that with the agent and drive it towards the outcomes that you're looking to achieve. All right, prompt crafting. So what is a prompt? I think does anybody not know what a prompt is? All right, cool. So prompts, that's how we interact with large language models, and there's a specific structure that we can use to elicit the best results out of Copilot. So things are very important, and like instructions on how you structure your sentence and how you're providing the information, providing it specific instructions around what you want the outcomes to look like. So I think in there it's you want to turn it into a 10 slide onboarding guide. The more specific you are with it, the closer it's going to be to the outcomes that you're looking for, the faster you're going to be able to accomplish your task. All right, and instead of using keywords like you would traditionally in a traditional search, you're going to want to use full structured natural language. So I had a faculty member one time while we were doing one of these trainings say, should I talk to it like I talk to a colleague? Should I provide it the same instructions that I would provide a colleague? And that is I think when I structure my prompts, I always make sure that I'm putting in information that is valuable, that I would be asking if I was delegating the task to somebody else. So making sure that there's that level of specificity about what I'm looking to accomplish and what I'm looking to include. Whereas a search engine, you would put a couple keywords in there, and then you would go and do a lot of the manual searching. Prompt framework. So 4 parts of a prompt that go into a prompt. So start with the goal. What are you looking to achieve as part of the prompt? What is the context? What do you need? What does the agent need to know so that you can be successful with the information that, so you can be successful with the response? It doesn't necessarily have your full context. There are some features in Copilot Chat called, I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but there's a feature in there that is effectively, it's a personalization. It collects information from your previous, that's saved with your user profile, from previous interaction, that allows it to provide better responses to you in the future, and know who you are, know things like what your role is, and how you can actually edit it and add things like, this is, you can add things like, I don't want emojis to be included as part of the responses that I provided because I'm going to turn this into an email. So you can add in additional instructions that cut down on the amount of work that goes into editing after the fact. I find this really useful. I used AI to create a bunch of personalizations for mine that helped me to work faster because it already had the full context of who I was and how I like to interact with AI. Then there's the source. So providing information, this could be uploading a file, asking for a specific website. That information that is needed to make sure that you're tightly scoping and putting those constraints in place for AI. And then lastly, expectation. So how do you want it to respond? Do you want it in a bulleted list? Do you want it in a table? Providing it this information will make sure you get what you're looking for on the first try. And this isn't just specifically for Copilot Chat. This goes for any conversational AI tool that you might be using. All right, now I'm gonna skip ahead to the demo here. We're a little short on time.
I think I am on next. Sorry.
All right, can you guys see that? Oops. All right, so in this demo, I am going to be showing how GitHub Copilot, which is our developer productivity tool, can be used alongside Microsoft Foundry in a scenario where I'm part of the development team that is going to be working on off of a meeting that just happened with the marketing team for getting approval for releasing what they call Zava Core. And Zava is our fictional company. We are a textile manufacturer. We do custom bulk orders for customers in sports and athletic wear. So I'm going to use this is the command line interface, which is an agent, and I can talk to at my terminal. And so I'm going to enter my prompt here. Wait, this work? Can y'all see that? Oh, awesome! This tool is so cool. All right. So first, I'm going to pick my model. I'm going to go with Claude Opus 4.6 for reasoning across documents and writing structured code. And the screen is tiny. Got it. And I'm going to select high for the reasoning effort. Now, I need to figure out what I'm actually building. There was a Zava Core website kickoff meeting. I wasn't there. Instead of chasing someone down, I'm going to use Work IQ to pull the meeting notes directly. I'm asking Copilot to pull notes from the kickoff, Java Core go-to-market, Pro Data Sensor website update, kickoff meeting. Takes about a minute, so this will speed through.
Without it.
Notice it's using WorkIQ to get the meeting notes and transcript. I can delegate this task to coding agents, including Copilot, Claude, and Codex. Now, in fact, I already asked Copilot to do this work for me, so I'm just going to pop over here. And Copilot has already opened a pull request, number 10. I can see it wants to merge 3 commits into main. So let me pull in the CLI window so I can ask it to run the job.
So, y'all not gonna be giving me no review and saying I'm boring.
All right, and now Copilot is reasoning through the task, debugging errors, and actually building and deploying the website. And this is the actual website that it built. This is the Pro Data Nanosensors page. Copy, specs, imagery was all pulled from the documents and meeting artifacts through WorkIQ. WorkIQ is part of the M365 platform, that the M365 Copilot platform that learns and knows how people work together. So we're able to use that information within GitHub Copilot to be able to accomplish tasks as well. So these are not isolated systems necessarily. And you can see all the content that was created here, as well as specifically these are images that were pulled specifically from that meeting.
255.
All right. So this is the second issue. This one's about building an agentic application for Java Core shirts and being able to do that interactively with our customers. So let's try this out.
Hey there, great to have you here. I can help you with questions, logo designs, product info, and more. What would you like to dive into today?
All right, I'm gonna ask it to build me an awesome shirt. All right, I wanna make a brand new Java Core shirt, but I have an image I'd like you to actually capture. I'm thinking of using it as a logo. Can you capture and analyze that image right now, please?
Your image now. Working on analyzing the image. Whoa, that bottle's giving minimalist elegance and geometric flair. Love it.
Whoa.
What color Java Core shirt are we rocking for this masterpiece?
I'm thinking a red Java Core shirt with the water bottle as the main logo in the middle of it, like a cartoony stylized kind of thing. And underneath it in white text, the thirsty kickers. Could you make the shirt for me, please?
I'm on it. But first, do you want the text color to be white as you said? And does a cartoonish style for the bottle logo sound good to you?
That's perfect.
Firing up the design engine with that cartoon bottle, red shirt, and white text. Stand by for awesome. Working on creating the design. This can take a bit of time, so sit tight.
While that's running in the background, let me show you what's actually powering the agentic experience we're building. That's Microsoft Foundry. Let me switch you over there. Notice you can see models from across the ecosystem right here: OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, Mistral, and more. And we have a lot more models. We actually have, I think this says notes say 11,000 right now, but I think it's significantly more than that. Organizations, individuals can publish models out to the model store to be consumed by others that can be used for everything from healthcare to specifics in e-commerce and research. What I really care about here is picking the right model for my use case. So I need to be able to compare them side by side. Because now you're able to not only understand what these models are, but how they perform and rate their usefulness for different situations. The agent is done with the shirt. Let's go over there and see what it looks like. All right. I mean, for a shirt with a water bottle on it, it's not too bad.
It's not.
Let me see what else the agent can do for us.
Monday.
I love this shirt so much. If I order thousands of these, do I get some kind of discount?
In our bulk pricing magic right now. Let me delegate that request to another agent. Hold tight. Absolutely. Orders of 1,000 get a sweet 45% off, dropping each shirt to $16.50 plus free shipping and support.
This is amazing. Thank you much for your help.
You're all set, and hey, complete the look with Zava Torqueflex soccer cleats. They're a perfect match.
So I'm going to hang up there, and I'm going to show you how this experience combines the models that we just talked about in the Discover tab as well as the agents. And taking you to the Build tab inside of Microsoft Foundry. So here you can access Foundry Agent Service, where you can build and publish your custom agent. An agent in Foundry is really three things: the model that it reasons with, the instruction that defines its behavior, and the tool that let it actually do work. The things that allow it to access the data. And the third piece that I want to focus on is called Foundry IQ. The cool thing about Foundry IQ is it lets the agents reason over unstructured documents. So I'm going to click on knowledge so you can see what that means. As I go over to knowledge, notice that there is a Zava policies knowledge base. And inside of the Zava policies knowledge base, we have the Zava policy docs, which point to Azure Storage that has a bunch of our policy docs regarding bulk ordering. And so our voice agent we've been playing with, am I not clicking in the right place? There we go. We see it actually delegated that question about bulk discounts directly to Microsoft Foundry, which then used one of its tools to access the actual documents in an unstructured way. And that's the thing about agents, that they're able to reason over this kind of data. The last thing I'm going to show you is operate. In this view, you're able to look at how your agentic escape from the high level. Now at Microsoft, we have trusted intelligence at every layer in the stack. And for me as a developer at this level, I'm using the Foundry control plane. It allows them to see which agents are running, how they're doing, what's going on. And more than that, it helps me see what things need to be worked on. For example, here's a jailbreak attempt that happened on one of my Azure AI models. And now someone else can go in and look at security on that. It also looks like I have an evaluation pass rate issue with my agent, my procurement agent. So I need to go fix that too. So here's what we just did. We started in GitHub Copilot, delegated the website build to agents that pull context from meetings I have never attended, created issues, opened a pull request, and shipped a running page. Then in Microsoft Foundry, we discovered and compared models, built an agent grounded in our enterprise data through Foundry IQ, and monitored everything in the control plane. From code base to customer experience, agents doing all the work. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to turn it over now to Malik to come up here and do an overview of building agents in
A use case for an agent that we can all build together with crowd participation. If you don't know what a use case is, the best way that I like to describe that is I'm thinking of a way that I can use this agent to make my life easier, or to make a task more efficient, or to make a task easier. Alrighty, so has everybody?
Your question, you skipped it. Can you just raise your hand if you've already logged into and are currently using Patriot AI? Okay, glad we asked. I saw two hands. Okay, so as Malik walks through, just quick things to note. We're within Nebula One. That's the name of our platform, but it's a white labeled product. And so you all know it as Patriot AI. All of the buttons are the exact same place. The branding just looks different. So in addition to my bad cop routine, can I encourage you to log into Patriot AI? As Malik referenced building an agent, you have the ability to do it right alongside him within the platform. Again, the colors are gonna look different, but the buttons and everything else will be exactly the same. Malik, you know the website. I don't wanna lie to y'all.
Yes, the website for you all, if you have not logged into Patriot AI, give me 5
I
seconds.
think if you put Patriot AI into your computer, it might auto-populate.
It's patriotai.gmu.edu.
And if you don't have a computer, you could also do that from your phone. The building component works pretty well from your phone as well if you just go online.
Alrighty. So before we get into building an agent, everybody didn't raise their hand about logging into Patriot AI. So I'm going to do a quick 2-minute overview of what OneChat looks like. So OneChat is, so if you look over here in the top left corner, you can see how you can change different models. So we have models from OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, Google. So I know Chris already talked a little bit about what AI is, the capability of different models. So he set me up really well. So
You might see different models in your platform because it's based on what your institution released. So don't be confused. Remember, the buttons are the same, but we might have something different.
So you can, if let's just say you're wondering what type of model to use before, when you're making a prompt, you can look at this. It'll kind of give you a little overview, like you'll use this model for everyday work. You'll use this model if you need to do deep thinking. This is where you actually engage with OneChat here to prompt it questions.
And OneChat is the actual interface that you're seeing right now because there's literally one chat window. If you click Explore Agents, then you'll go and you'll see a menu of agents that are available for you from Patriot AI, but we call this single window OneChat, just so you aren't confused why he keeps referencing it.
Thank you. And when you hop into OneChat, if you click this plus button here, this is where you do things like add files and images. You can, now you might not have all of the things, once again, that I have enabled here, but you can import from different things. Like we have a Canvas connection. So that's where you would do all of that. Image creation, you can toggle on. The only other thing that I want to tell you all about before we hop into an agent, building an agent, because I want to be wise with our time, is this little button right here is incognito mode. So this does have to be turned on by your institution. So if you don't see it, that means it's not turned on at this particular moment. But
Yes.
okay, great. So already, since I've been in here, 2 to 3 people have asked me about, is there a way to chat privately? So the way that you would do that inside of this product is to click incognito chat. So let's hop into building agents. I'm going to build one in real time based off of a use case. And then as I'm doing this, what did I click to get there?
So fast.
I clicked to explore agents.
I'm just making sure y'all are with us for those who are actually following.
I clicked explore agents. Thank you so much, Brandy. And thank you for the prompt to not move fast. So alrighty, I clicked on explore agents. If you don't know where that is, it is over here toward the left. That's going to bring you to this home screen here. So toward the top, you will see official agents. So that depends on what your institution has rolled out to you all. And they may have agents pinned there. But everyone here should have the ability to create a personal agent, and that is the window that we're going to work in. So to create a personal agent, we're going to be down here under the My Agents tab. Now, it might also be named something differently in your instance as well, but for us, it's official agents and My Agents.
So I know it's the same name. Thank you. I love the nonverbal communication. My Agents.
Alrighty, so when I started working at Cloudforce, there was a lot for me to learn. I had to learn about Nebula One. I had to learn about I had to learn about OneChat. I had to learn about so many things. So I thought to myself, how can I make this easier? How can I make my onboarding process easier? How can I basically condense this? So what I want to do right now in real time is I want to build an agent that helps new people. So sorry. 1 second. I need to. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, dear.
Alrighty, so what I want to do is I want to build an agent to help me with all the things that I need to know about OneChat. So I'm going to click this create button here. I'm going to name this.
Names cannot be reused. Name it something oddly specific.
Yeah, one
Practice
chat
agent for AI Day in April.
Alrighty, I just named this one chat helper practice. So I'm going to click that let's go button, and this is the window in which you will actually build your personal agent. So right here under these agent instructions, we're going to leave this screen and we're going to go to our system prompt generator. But really quickly, I want to show you that we'll already have agent instructions built in right here. So these are just generic instructions. They can be changed on the back end by the institution, but this should be what everybody sees in their particular instance. But we're going to come back to this and we're going to go to this official agent. I can use this search box here and I want to type in what we call our system prompt generator.
I can't remember what y'all call yours, but search for the word optimizer. I know that's in there. You have what it's really called.
System prompt builder and optimizer.
Thank you, Jamie. System prompt builder and optimizer. You're going to open that, and essentially this allows you to not be a textpert. You can now build an agent and have the instructions built out for you just by having a simple conversation.
So we have a couple of different options here. You see advanced use case, you see advanced prompt walkthrough, simple prompt walkthrough, and generate prompt. For the sake of the exercise today, we are going to click generate prompt. And this is literally going to walk you through agent instructions. It's going to walk you through how to build agent instructions, and you'll be able to copy and paste these agent instructions in the box that I just showed you all. So
Have you ever, what was that question?
We have prompt builder walkthrough and advanced use case.
So you have different starter prompts because someone else built yours. You can click, and I would say click through them and see what it automatically pops up. But either way, what is definitive is the prompt that's within there is going to give you some level of, here's some questions I have to ask to know what you want me to build. And if you don't have anything that you naturally wanted to build as far as an agent, you can just follow along again and put in the example that Malik is going to do. Is there anyone here, though, who has built an agent and will let us use their answers? Or do you want to do your own first? What was your intent?
So the intent was to build one first,
Okay,
and
okay,
then ask them for a use case.
Got
But we can always keep it.
You got it.
Okay, got you. Okay, so I'm going to build this agent really quickly. So I'm only going to spend like 2 minutes on this. So I might talk fast just so we can all build one together with you all's input as well. So when I built this agent, I clicked on the generate prompt. And as you can see, it's going to actually walk me through how to actually get those agent instructions. So if you've never built one before, it has a list of questions here that you can ask yourself that will also give OneChat knowledge to be able to come up with those agent instructions. So what I'm going to say is I want to build.
And it's worth noting that it speaks typos. So if you mistype, just keep moving. Say what you need to say. It'll figure it out.
As I go back and correct the spelling of a word.
You're doing great.
I want to build an agent on OneChat, a product from
Malik is really,
Cloudforce.
really clear. One of the things we say is make the implicit explicit. So as you're answering questions, if there's anything that you know you want the agent to be able to do, and it's something you kind of assume it will understand, it doesn't hurt to be as detailed as possible. The more information you give it, essentially, the better attuned the instructions that it creates can be.
Alrighty, so I want to build an agent on OneChat, a product from Cloudforce. This agent will help new users who don't know about OneChat learn all they need to know.
And again, if you have something in mind, you can answer according to what's true for your use case.
Alrighty, let's see. Some other questions that it's asking us: target audience, who will be interacting with the agent. So once again, that's users who don't know about OneChat that want to learn about it. Some key capabilities: what should the agent be especially good at? I want the agent.
And so as he's answering, something to think about within our environment, it's built on Claude, right? And Claude, in my head, is a really pesky model. It's going to ask a lot of questions. It wants to be very clear, so much so that there are times where I say, like, do your best. I've said all I can say, make the instructions. Similarly, if you are using your starter prompt, I'm not sure what model is being used in your environment, but if it's asking questions that you don't have the answers to, and you just want to see what instructions it'll generate, you can say something similar, right? These are all the answers that I have. Please generate my instructions. Do the thing that I need you to do. So we'll answer these questions to a point, and then we'll make it do its job.
Yes. So I'm not going to go through and answer all of these questions, but I said I want to build an agent on OneChat, a product from Cloudforce. The agent will help new users who don't know about OneChat learn all they need to know. I want the agent to answer FAQs, which will be found in my knowledge sources. And I want this agent to communicate in a friendly way. So I'm going to send that, and it's going to either automatically give me instructions that I can copy and paste, or it'll ask me more questions for clarity. So these are the instructions that I was telling you all about when we were actually in the agent building, in the actual agent building space. So these are the questions that you actually copy and paste and put there.
And so it's generating still, right? Similarly, it would do something for you if you had put in your level of information. As it generates, one of the things that Malik is doing is he's going to the very bottom, and he's just making sure that the agent has the language of today's date is today, or date when it finishes. And the way that we see those double brackets, because we want to make sure when we move the instructions over into our personal agent, it has that. If you don't, without knowing how the model was trained, it's going to assume it is whatever date it was trained. And so if it was changed when a different president was in office, anything you ask it is going to be factually incorrect around the presidency, right? And so it understands that double bracket speak.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to click this copy to clipboard button. I'll go back to explore agents. As you can see, the agent I started building and I named OneChat Helper Practice is right here in the draft state because I haven't published it. These are the instructions that I was referring to. So all I'm going to do I'm going to erase those instructions. I'm going to copy and paste the instructions that I just got from OneChat. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add knowledge sources. So when you're building a personal agent, the two type of knowledge sources that you can do is uploading files and website. So if you click upload files, it'll tell you the type of files that you can upload.
Yeah, I don't know your ages, but I liken personal agents to skinny margaritas. And I call the official agents Cadillac margaritas because they have a lot more options as far as knowledge sources, right? So you get some of the calories within the personal agents. Within an official agent, you would have the ability to do API calls. You would have the ability to do collaboration or handoff of agents. I saw your hand. What's your question? How do you get what document? So the document that we're going to use, you can't get to. Oh, but I know that you are. Well, I don't know. I don't actually know what he's going to do. Let me not lie. I was going to say I thought maybe you would link your OneChat module.
So that's what I am about to do.
Okay.
So Brandy just talked about me linking a OneChat module. So the OneChat module that Brandy is referring to is this training that I built here. So the reason that I cannot link this URL directly is because if you go into this particular training, there are certain things like blocks like this that you would have to flip over, or blocks that you might have to press this plus button to actually get to the information. So what I did instead, let's just say you encounter something like that. What I did instead was I downloaded this training as a PDF. So because I downloaded that training as a PDF, I can now go over here to add. I can click the upload files, and I am going to look for this PDF.
If you have something else, I don't know if you're on your phone or computer though, that it can just ingest as a reference file, feel free, since you asked specifically how do we get the one that he's using. For the record, the teachers in us love to know that you're following along. Thank you. Sorry that we don't have a better answer as regards to how you actually get the file that we're using.
Alrighty, so if you go here, this is where you would click add website. So I'm not going to add a website right now, but just so you all know and just so you can see it, this is where you would copy and paste that URL. It asks you maximum pages to use. We always say put 3 to 5. And then you can also right here, this page contains information to answer questions about. In this space, I would put OneChat, or I would put something very specific like when to pick a model. Something specific like that.
Think about if an intern came to your office and there was a filing cabinet they should use. You wouldn't just say use the filing cabinet. You would say use this filing cabinet when questions are asked about this thing. And so similarly, that's what you should put in that box.
So now that I've added those knowledge sources, one thing that I do want to mention is for a personal agent, you can add up to 20 knowledge sources, but we recommend that you add 10 just so you don't overwhelm the agent. So I'm only going to add 2 knowledge sources. And right here under the capabilities, you do see the search internet. So you can toggle that on and off.
Search internet. Does that exist for y'all? Yes? Okay, good talk.
So to Chris's point that he said when he was up here, what I like to say is trust but verify. So let's just say you turn on this search internet option and you're getting this information. Just make sure you verify whatever that information is. Over here is our chat playground. So in our chat playground, this is where I can actually test out my agent. So in this instance, I want to say a common question we get is, how do I know what model to choose?
And so as he's typing something else to note, just liken me to Vanna Black right now. Add a chat starter. That's an option for quick starter questions, right? When you come in, y'all click that for the system prompt generator, right? I was able to click something immediately. You can do up to 4 of those. And you're essentially just gonna put questions that you think are high value or frequently asked while it's still generating the answer. In addition to that, I would say ask the model itself how to fill in the starter prompts. So I would say, what kind of questions might I ask? And see what it generates. I'm very much a fan, it's very meta, but I'm very much a fan of letting the agent make the agent. Lean into it as much as possible.
Alrighty, so if you, as you can see, so after this, it just basically gave me information based off of the information that I uploaded. As I can see, I forgot to upload one particular file. So I'm actually, and this is the beauty of this chat playground, right? So this did not answer in the way that I wanted it to answer, because it didn't actually list any models. I want a very straightforward, direct answer. So it didn't actually list any models. So that lets me know, oh, I forgot to add a knowledge source. So I can go back to this file, upload, attachments. At this particular point, let's see. And
so similarly, right? If I ask it, what questions can I ask you? And then I start asking some of those questions based on what it gave me. That's another opportunity to kind of just check its efficacy. And maybe it's not that I need to add a knowledge source, right? In an ideal world, we actually read the instructions that we copied. And so we might need to look at the instructions and make some tweaks there, right? Based on the answers that we're getting, it can be an indicator to us of like where gaps exist and where we want to make corrections so that the answers align with the level of information we're expecting it to generate.
so as you can see, I just tried to add a file that I had open in Microsoft Word. So it won't let you do that. But now that I have closed it, I'm just going to type in one chat. And then after this, y'all, we are going to build something together.
Are there any questions about what you've seen thus far? What you got?
So I did like all the work in like a chat, but I don't know how to put that into the personal.
When you say you did all the work in a chat, meaning you built the system instructions within a chat?
Yeah, so I just have to copy that.
You're gonna copy that. In the top right, there'll be something that looks like 2 little squares on top of each other for the markdown code it created. That's that language with like all the hashtags and the hyphens and the black box. Boom, copy that. And then when you go to your personal agent, remove the instructions that are currently there and paste in the new instructions in their place. I love that question.
Alrighty, so just to answer your question, what Brandy is referring to, these are the instructions. This button right here is what she was referring to, where you can quickly copy and paste.
What you got for me?
Basically, our instructions would be adding the sources from the internet is like necessary or is it like optional?
It depends on your use case. And so for the purpose of what he's building, adding knowledge sources is necessary. When you're building out something personal to you, you would determine whether or not you need extra sources.
If we are doing like a job scouting agent.
If you wanted to maybe look at different job boards, then maybe you can pull those in. And things to note, that's easy, that's public facing. Again, personal agent skinny margarita. If you need a website that is not public facing, something that you need to log into, that would require an official agent because it's gonna require a different level of capabilities. But for like job scouting, definitely something you could do just plugging in the website. Anything else? Anyone else? What you got?
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So I never got to that point with like the black box.
The markdown code.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like I don't have the general prompt thing like.
So remember I was saying just click the starter prompts have different language, but they're gonna serve the same purpose.
No, but I just got like.
Okay, I'm gonna come check in with you.
Yeah, I just got.
And you keep going.
Got you. Alrighty, so now I have added that other knowledge source here. Let's just say I have finished testing this. We're gonna keep moving, but let's just say I finished testing this. This is giving me the answers that I want it to produce. I'm just going to come down to the create agent button. And now I have my personal agent. And anytime I click on this personal agent, it will now automatically open up a chat and I can start working within that personal agent. Does anybody have any questions about how I got to this particular point? How did I generate the prompt? Anything? We're all good? Okay, so now what I want us to do is I want to build an agent in real time. So did anybody actually think of a use case? So this is a personal agent. So, and for the sake of time, let's do something maybe medium level. Like a medium level agent. So does anybody have a use case that they thought about that they would like to share?
So we can. I've built this before, but we can do it as well.
Okay.
It is a agent that will search all of our GMU library resources for when we're doing research papers.
Okay, so he said that there is an agent that will search all of his GMU library resources for when you are doing a paper.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to build that agent in real time. So once again, we're going to go over here and we're going to get click create. Anybody give me a name for this agent. Not all at once, you guys. Yes. I'm sorry, Leap GMU. Alrighty. Alrighty, so the name of our agent is going to be Leap GMU. So I'm going to go back over here to my Explore agents. I'm going to type in that system prompt generator. Remember, that is what mine's called. Yours is not called system prompt generator. I think it's system prompt like optimizer.
Optimizer is definitely a word you can search.
That is a word you can search. So just like I typed in the search box to find ours, you can just type in optimizer to find yours. So I'm going to once again click this generate prompt. And I'm going to start filling out this information. I want to build an agent. Can you repeat what you said for me again?
So we're building an agent that's going to search the library resources that are available to students to do research topics. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I said I want to build an agent that searches the library resources that are available to students at GMU to do research papers and topics. So we've already hit some of these key points that it's asking, like who is the audience? Obviously, like the audience would be students, right? It asks you what the purpose. That's because I want to write a research paper and I want to use those library resources. So do we have a public facing website?
Yeah. Can I just also call something out from the benefit of looking over a phone? Configure is where you're going to see the instructions, but if you need to actually see how it's operating, you're going to have to click preview. You probably figured that out, but again, make the implicit explicit. So if you're on your phone, I just want you to know it's not a full window.
We can use Google Scholar as one of the additional.
Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to do that, and it's going to either once again give me a prompt or it's going to tell me it needs more information to actually write one. It's thinking. And once again, like Brandy said, I am going to scroll down and I'm going to check to make sure that it has that today's date. And for clarity, when I say today's date, I don't mean you should put April 29th. because that is what then it's going to lock in as that particular date, and it won't change as the dates go.
And something I've had happen before when I was demoing, which is always fun to mess up in real time, is I left this before it finished answering. And so just be mindful of giving it a minute to finish so that you can copy the full thing before stepping away. I don't know if it was playing with me that day or what, but I just want to make sure you get a full answer before you start venturing off elsewhere.
And one thing that I want to mention to check in the name of like adding knowledge sources, notice as you go through this prompt, right? It actually tells the agent what knowledge sources or what websites that it wants it to actually check for those references. So you can see we have library.gmu.edu here already, as well as a list of other things.
And in the same way I said I would ask the agent what questions I'd ask, sometimes I ask the agent what resources would best support this use. And then those are the knowledge sources I go and build in.
Alrighty, so then I didn't mention this earlier, but it actually tells you what was built into the prompt and why it chose to build that into the prompt. So we're going to scroll up here. We're going to once again easily click that copy button, which is right here in the kind of top right of the instructions. Going to click copy, go back to explore agents. We see our agent right here. I am going to delete these default instructions. Copy and paste the instructions that we just got. And I'm going to go down and we can now add a knowledge source. So in this particular instance, we said that we wanted to add a website. Let's see. What's a website that we can use? What's that?
Said we should be mindful of time.
Okay. Let's just say GMU library. So let's just say I wanted to use, well, this is locations, catalogs, use the
We can
libraries.
pretend with you.
Yep. Okay. Pretend with me. Thank you. So pretend that this is the website that we want to use. I'm going to click on that website. I just copied it. I copied and pasted the URL. I remember I said we always say put 3 to 5 pages. So I put 5. This page contains information to answer questions about
The library, obviously.
GMU library resources.
And as far as personalizations, right, I mentioned that you can add those starter prompts by asking it what kind of questions might be mentioned. You can customize that welcome message. So when people come in, it says something that might be specific or unique to them. You can also add a short description at the top so that from that front page, when you're in Explore Agents, you see a little description about what the agent is capable of doing. And I'm a Libra, so I'm very into aesthetics. You can add an avatar, because duh, right? I want to be mindful of time. Is there anything else you want to kind of toss into that?
So, and what Brandy just said right here, just to show you all on the screen, this is where you add that chat starter here. And once again, this is the chat playground. So this is where we would actually test out the agent here in this space.
Oh, Malik, can you click create? The last thing, I just want to show you, you're going to create something amazing. It's going to be highly useful, and hence you're going to want to share it with a peer, right? And so in order to share it, you're just going to click the share icon, right? Once you change it to anyone with link in my organization, as long as they are a GMU attendee in some sort, right? They'll be able to log in through the same stack, and then it'll show up and it'll go directly to your agent. It will not then save that agent underneath my agents because it still belongs to you. So after they open it, you want to encourage them to pin it so that they can easily come back to it if it's something that they're going to see themselves using again.
And to pin, you would just go click these 3 dots. So like I use system prompt generator.